Katrina, I think was her name. She's a new viewer of the show. She was asking last week, can we get Trav a bigger couch? For the record, Dave, please let Katrina know that this is a proper sized couch, right?
Yeah. So Trav has the ability to make everything look like a love seat, standing at 6'5". So yeah, watching him get into an Austin Cooper mini is hilarious.
But people were also asking about like what is the setup, the living situation and whatnot for the APHL and some other intricate details. So I'll spill the tea for you here before we get into results from last week, which were interesting to say the least. There is no money in the APHL. This is not pro hockey. It's can we call it semi-pro or maybe just call it senior because there's no money involved, Dave.
You'd be a better judge of that, but I think AAA men's league is still considered semi-pro. Is it not, or is it men's AAA, senior men's AAA?
Yeah, sure. We'll go senior men's AAA, whatever you want to call it. But there's no money involved. There's no sticks. There's no lodging. I have my own Airbnb that I've got set up and situated for the time being. That's where I'm living. Practice once, twice a week ish, 1 to 2 games a week ish. The team is nice enough to get me my own media intern from Indiana Tech. So she comes and does video work with me for every single game, which is great, and practices as well. But that's basically it. I saw a couple people asking, like, how long am I going to be here for? Is it going to be for the full season, right? Like, because the goal was to come here and then get a pro deal somewhere. Honestly, wherever the money goes, right? I said it before. I'm probably going to go play for Vail in Colorado for a bit because they cover a bunch of expenses whenever I go out there. Some cash prize native tournaments in the new year, which I'm excited for, up in Edmonton, Portage, and I think Dauphin as well. So those will be exciting. And then if any pro teams come calling, wherever the money goes is where I go as well. So that's our situation for the time being. But did you watch the game last week, by the way?
Which one?
The the only game that I played in.
Well, just the highlights that you sent me. I tried to tune in and I wasn't able to do it. They weren't streaming it on YouTube.
Yeah, some of the streams have been a little flaky. Some of them have been going on, turning off. So hopefully they get that figured out for, I guess, this week. Obviously, there's a new game played by the time this is going up and for the following weeks. But we went down to Kalkaska, Michigan, which is, I think, our longest road trip of the year. It's 5 hours. We just rode in cars all the way down. This is slugging it out. This is the definition of slugging it out. Leaving on the cars, going all the way down, coming back in your own car at 3, 4 in the morning. That's grinding out. But so we go down there, and I didn't start. I think we fell down 4-1, 3-1, 4-1, mid-second period. I ended up going in, and we ended up coming back from 4-1 down, claw back. We tied it up at 4, which is really exciting. I'm going to be honest. I felt awful. We had pregame Chipotle, and man, that Chipotle was sitting like a brick the entire night. It was not good back there. Also,
Why?
guys,
You should have known better than that. You know your body better than anyone else.
I love Chipotle. It actually makes me feel good. Good nutrition, nice clean eats, but for whatever reason, the queso and the guac wasn't sitting quite right this night.
No one to blame but yourself.
That's true. I wasn't over moving on shots, which was kind of nice, mostly because I couldn't. But I went in there. I think I went 22 of 24, 23 of 25. So 2 goals on 24, 25 shots. The league actually credited me for the full game, which gave me, even though I didn't get it, they chopped me out for an extra 30 saves. So I think they had me going down as like 46 of 51, which, if I'm being honest, hey, that's stat chiseling right there. That's not a bad thing. I think it's only, like, the league's only been around for 1 year. I think I'm probably the all-time leader in saves made in the APHL at this point in time.
Good for you, man. Now, am I to understand correctly that your stats do not show up on elite prospects? And if that's the case, why is that?
Because it's not pro hockey and it's senior AAA. So the games played itself do show up on elite prospects, but save percentage, wins, goals against, none of that shows up in elite prospects, which sucks.
Yeah, but they show your games played. So what's the difference? If they're going to put that up, why not put the rest up?
I honestly don't know. That's a great question for the elite prospects team.
Because your games in Vail showed up, correct?
The games played showed up. The stats didn't.
What do you guys play for?
Pride?
No. Like, is it obviously? No, I mean, do you play for the Allen Cup, the Stanley Cup, the Calder Cup? Like, what is it that you're playing for?
To be honest, it's probably like a trophy made of cans of chew, just glued together to make a trophy. But
we used to do that in street hockey.
Well, we got, I think, 8 teams, 7 teams. Someone will win. I think playoffs go end of February, middle of February, and that's the season. I mean, obviously, my goal is I don't want to be here for that. I want to be out of here as soon as possible and getting a deal somewhere else. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they're playing for something. There's got to be some trophy that you can pick up at Dollarama on a budget.
I'm sure there's another league that'll let you slam the net down on the ice after you win.
I haven't paid that fine back either yet, by the way.
Yeah, I thought you that was the kind of a wash. It was kind of like, all right, you're not paying. We're not going to ask for it. Type situation. Is that still the case?
Yeah, it just kind of faded away. It was interesting how that works, huh?
All right. Tell me about our latest sponsor, and then I want to talk about Andrei Vasilevsky and a couple of milestones that were hitting the NHL this week.
Team at manscaped.com, the brand new Chairman Pro, new for the holiday season. If you want that right close down to the wood, right down to the bone, Manscaped's got you covered. They also have a new attachment, so if you want a little bit of stubble in there, get that 5 o'clock shadow, the Chairman Pro takes care of that as well. And it's also water resistant. You can bring it in the shower if you need. And right now, when you go to the link in the video description at manscaped.com and click on that link, manscaped.com/biscuit, use the code BISCUIT, BIZKIT, get you 20% off and free shipping only from the team at Manscaped, and you can add that onto your Christmas wish list because Santa's giving everybody Chairman Pros this year. Thanks
I'm telling you,
sponsoring the show.
We are like a one-stop shop for the man in your life. All the stuff you need, and we're giving you discounts. Why wouldn't you use all that?
We only work with companies that you can actually use.
Makes sense, which I really like. With you goaltenders, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Can I make one funny comment real quick?
Of course.
I find it so interesting how so many other hockey podcasts work with like debt settlement companies or like reevaluating your credit company. Like I'm not trusting a hockey podcast to settle my debt.
Listen, in this day and age, you take the money wherever you can get it, and I think there's more and more people who are looking at some of that debt consolidation these days because, as we talked about before, with when it comes to the support in the stands at the Winnipeg Jets Canada Life Center, it's getting harder and harder to decide which bill you're going to pay month by month and still put food on the table. So I can understand how that would be a viable option, and sometimes you don't know where to look for that kind of stuff. So if there's any debt consolidation places out there that would like to advertise, we'd be more than happy to take your money.
I take back what I said. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. We do a new podcast every single Sunday during the season called Sling the Biscuit. It is a non-mainstream hockey podcast, so we talk about my hockey career, the minor pros, Spain, the Fed, you name it, all the stuff that you won't hear in the mainstream news.
Music,
Pop culture.
politics, a little bit.
Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you soon.